everybody, it's Miss Kristen here with a how to treat your mom on Mother's Day video. Now, it's kind of hard to celebrate Mother's Day. We can't go out, we can't go shopping really unless we do online shopping. So how do we treat our moms this Mother's Day? Well, I'm going to show you how I'm going to treat my mom. I'm actually going to turn my dining room into a full-on restaurant. And I'm going to get kind of crafty, and I'm going to be doing it by using only things that I already have in my house. Just like Pastor Amelia said this past week during the Sunday lesson, if we imagine hard enough and we really put our minds to it, we can make our own dining rooms seem like a 5-star restaurant. So let's do that for our mom today. Now, your restaurant does not have to look like my restaurant because you might not have the same supplies in your house, but I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? And maybe I'll give you a little inspiration for what you want to do in your dining room for your mother on this Mother's Day. Okay, so I'm going to show you what my dining room usually looks like. It's a cute dining room, but I need to zest it up. This is what it looks like every day. I'm going to strip away my little table runner and my houseplant. I'm actually just going to put a different houseplant on my table just to zest it up, different thing. I'm going to put on a nice tablecloth that I know my mom likes. Okay, and then I actually made placemats for everybody. So I'm going to put my mom at the head of the table. I got to be next to her because I'm her daughter. Got to have some good FaceTime with the star. I'm going to put my boyfriend next to me because he likes to sit next to me. Here is my father on this side. I don't know if your dad is like mine, but mine's a big diva, and on Mother's Day, he can't handle it because he's not the center of attention, but he'll be fine. I'll put my Nana, his own mother, next to him so that he can celebrate Mother's Day with her. And my sister needs some FaceTime with her mom, too. And there is my other houseplant right on the table there to spice things up. And, of course, I made Mr. Goose his own placemat for his place where he likes to eat. There you go, Mr. Goose. Okay, now let's create a candle for some ambiance. I'm going to use some wax, which I already had in my home. You can also use vegetable shortening or lard if you don't have wax. I'm going to use some string or twine that I had left over from our Lent jar activity. I'm going to use a small jar that I found in my basement, and I'm going to use different colored crayons to color it. I'm also going to use this lavender essential oil. Now, I have some essential oils at my house because I use them in a water diffuser that I have, and I think lavender would be really nice. I'm going to do a purpley blue color with my crayons and then put lavender in there. Also, a pencil might be helpful too. Look, this one says, "Happy birthday. God bless you." Must be talking to Emily. Okay, let's pause here for a second. Now, don't panic. I'm sure you all have pencils and broken crayons, maybe some yarn at your home. You may not all have wax, essential oils, or jars. But that's okay because we're making this restaurant so it can be whatever we want. I happen to have all those things lying around. If you already have a candle at home, that's fine. You can also melt some crayons and make a really pretty melted crayon collage. There's also other ways to make candles. So you can look at what I'm doing, but you can always do your own thing as well throughout this activity. So let's see how to make this candle. I start by melting my wax. So I'm going to put this in a pot, and I'm going to turn the stove on, but I'm going to do a medium-low heat because I don't want the wax to burn or get gross. Now, I'm going to give it some time here. After about 5 or so minutes, this is where we're at. Give it a few more minutes. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to take my string, which I've cut, and I am going to put that in the wax, and I'm going to let it get coated in the wax. This is going to create a wick, which is the thing in the middle of the candle that's burning. So once that is got a good layer on it, I am going to take it out with a fork. Remember, we never touch hot wax. It's super, super hot. I'm going to let it dry here on a towel for a little bit, and when it gets totally good and coated, I'm going to put it back in. All right, now I'm going to pour my wax into my jar. Once again, I'm going to be really careful because this is hot wax. Don't want to mess with this. Pour it. I'm going to fill it up. Now I'm going to put my broken crayons, which I've peeled, and I'm going to put those right in there, and I'm going to stir, and the hot wax should melt them. Now, this is a great way to color your candle really, really beautifully because there's so many beautiful crayon colors. I'm going to stir until this gets melted really well. All right, that's starting to look nice. I like that color. Okay. Now, once that's totally blended, I'm going to put my wick in, and I'm going to tape it to a pencil. You can also just tie it to the sides. All right, let's add the essential oils in. A little goes a long way, so I'll just do like 4 to 6 drops, and I'm going to actually stir that. I probably put my wick in a little prematurely. So let's stir that around, and I'll have to reset the wick. Okay, I'm resetting that, and I'm going to let that sit for about 15-20 minutes so that can harden completely. While I wait, let's get up to our next craft. Okay, I'm going to make a centerpiece for the table. So I'm going to make a really pretty like picture flower. I need some scissors, I need some little rocks, some jars, chopsticks, these little dishes that I ate quiche out of and am recycling today, and old pictures and some tape. And these old pictures are with my mom. Now, all this, once again, is things that I already had in my household, so if you don't have these things in your household, you can modify it. The quiche dishes I found in my recycling. You could also make something out of cardboard or other tin or tin foil from your recycling, because remember, we're being good because of the 10 earth tips that we've learned. So let's get started and see how to make this craft. I'm going to cut my quiche tin so that it kind of looks like a little flower, right? Little petals here, and I'm going to cut in so that there's enough space that I can see those petals. Now I'm going to cut my pictures into circular pieces so that they fit into the middle of the tin that I just cut. Okay, now you guys are all probably young enough where all of your childhood photos were taken on an iPhone or a Samsung so that the originals are in the cloud or on a computer drive or whatever. But if your pictures, like my childhood pictures, were taken with a camera, make sure you're not cutting up the original photo. Moms don't like that because you can't get it back. So these are original photos that I'm using, so I actually had to make extra copies of them so that I could cut them. So make sure you check with a parent that there is another photo that looks like that, so that's not the only one and you've cut it up. Okay, now let's see what we have to do next. Okay, now I'm going to place my picture in the middle of my quiche dish, and I'm going to tape that on to the quiche dish and then tape my chopstick on the other side to make a cute little flower. And I'm going to fill my jar with some rocks, which if you don't have rocks, that's fine. These were just left over from my summer camp. You can fill anything so that the flower stays in the middle and stays standing up straight. Now, once you do that, you have these beautiful little tin flowers with pictures with you and your mom to decorate the table with. Don't those look great? All right, after 15 minutes, I'm going to check on my candle. It hardened up really nice, so I cut the wick down, and that way when I light it, the wick's not all over the place, and when I light it, it burns really nicely. It's a really cute color, and it smells great. So now I've got centerpieces, I've got a tablecloth, I've got placemats, I've got a candle. What is next? Well, my last step is to make a name for my restaurant. So I live on 39 Sanborn Street, so I thought that a cute little name for my restaurant would be Dine at 39. Okay, let's go into our restaurant and see how it looks. Now that looks very fancy. I've got everybody labeled. We've got a nice burning candle. We've got our pretty plants in the middle. We've got our centerpieces with pictures of mom on them. That looks really nice, and I think our moms are going to really like that. We can pretend to be waiters and waitresses, and we can make our mom's favorite dishes with the help of our dads. And I think that that is going to come out great. Now, on Saturday, I'm going to make a cake for Mother's Day for my mom, so I will take a video of my recipe and send that to you. But you should try to make your mom's favorite dish, or even something easy like a yogurt, granola, and fruit, or grilled cheese and tomato soup, or maybe hot dogs. Things that your mom will like, but that you can make without a lot of help. All right, well, I hope that you guys found this helpful. As you can see, with a little bit of an imagination and a little bit of craftiness, you can turn your everyday dining room table into a full-blown restaurant with a fun Mother's Day ambiance, except it's better than a restaurant because you got to put a personalized mom touch on it. Now, like I said, everything I used, I had in my home already today when I woke up to do this. If you don't, you got to get a little crafty and creative, or you can, a lot of that stuff is actually really easy to buy at the store. So try to make up your own restaurant from your mom, and I will send that video of me making a chocolate cake for my mom along on Saturday in case you want to make the same dish for yours. Otherwise, good luck with your restaurants, and happy Mother's Day, guys!